The Ngorongoro Highlands is a series of extinct volcanoes that once stood as high as Mount Kilimanjaro. A cataclysmic eruption 2 million years ago caused it to collapse, creating a massive crater the size of downtown New York City that today is home to the highest concentration of mammals in the world. The volcano's outer slopes are covered by a thick montane forest that is home to a healthy population of elephants. Just by itself, Ngorongoro is spectacular, but it plays a far bigger role in the ecology of the area. To its north, Ngorongoro's major eruption buried the surrounding area in a thick layer of ash, creating the Serengeti Plains. The Ngorongoro's highlands act like a barrier, trapping the seasonal rains and turning what would otherwise be a dry and dusty plain into a lush green ecosystem that supports an incredible diversity of wildlife. But where it gives so generously to its north, it denies on the south. This is the Great Rift Valley. It's a massive scar caused by tectonic forces that are splitting Africa in two. It's home to many different animal species, including a healthy population of elephants. But in the dry season, the elephants all make their way inland to Lake Manyara and Tarangire National Parks. Both are in Ngorongoro's rain shadow. Although the area does not get abundant rain, the Ngorongoro Highlands offer the southern land's water that trickles down from the mountains. That bit of water is a lifeline that sustains a small but rich and diverse ecosystem. Wildlife expert and safari guide John Duplessis is at Lake Manyara National Park.
The water coming down these waterfalls behind me is a result of rain that falls up in the Ngorongoro Crater Highlands and then siphons through the ground and ends up in these streams that all rush out into Manyara. This is the point where this Enderbush River will disappear into the sand and continue down to the lake as an underground river. It's interesting to see here where the water disappears into the sand that it's like a minefield of elephant droppings. This clearly is the most favorable place for elephants to come and have a morning and a late afternoon drink. And the whole time during the day, we'll have different herds coming through. At the moment, we are in a bit of an in-between season where there's quite a bit of water coming down the falls, but as we're progressing into the dry season, the point where the water disappears will become closer and closer to the base of the waterfalls, up until where we get into the middle of September, October, where it's extremely dry, and the only thing we will have would be a tiny trickle of water coming down the rocks and a tiny puddle at the base of the waterfalls.
It's now September and well into the dry season. The rains in the Ngorongoro Highlands have stopped and the waterfalls have been reduced to a trickle. Lake Manyara is beginning to dry up. Those falls become very important to wildlife in the park.
This is more than likely a small group that came in here early evening to drink. There's lots of signs of tracks all over the place, which tells me that different groups of elephants came in here during the evening. The water here must be some of the only water remaining in this Rift Valley system. It gets really busy around these falls towards sunset, and where you have herds from all across this area meeting here. And elephants don't generally do well with such a large congregation of different family groups. There's a lot of tension and stress, and it just gets more and more intense as the season gets dry. can create quite a stressful situation for elephants. It's very loud, very sensory.
There are so many females drinking at the falls that it attracts the attention of a male elephant that has come into must. And that adds another dynamic to an already tense situation. Must is a periodic condition that signals the elephant's intent to mate. Their behavior becomes erratic, even dangerous. Their testosterone level can be as high as 60 times normal levels. Even the most placid male becomes territorial and aggressive. Judging from his size, this elephant is about 40 years old. He's big enough to do more than a bit of damage if he's provoked. In elephants, the must phase doesn't make him more attractive to females. In fact, because of the aggression, the mom and baby decide to leave. It's just too dangerous to hang around. After a bit of showboating, he realizes the females are only interested in a drink. So he heads downriver in search of another group.